I'm Raylene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land, where we take a look at those top stories making headlines in Israel, and we do it every Monday to Thursday. Now, just a reminder, because it is Shavuot tomorrow, there won't be an Israel Brief. Yes, we'll all be frantically making our cheesecakes and other dairy dishes in preparation for sunset tomorrow night. So let me take this opportunity to wish all of those who are observing Chag Shavuot Sameach. Go easy on the cheesecakes, although it is my belief that calories don't count on Shabbat or Chagim. So let's take a look at those top stories, and we begin with the budget. And last night the state budget was passed in a vote of 64 to 56. This follows quite a bit of tension between factions in the coalition. Yesterday it was reported that the Prime Minister reached an agreement with United Torah Judaism and was in negotiations with Ben Gvir, the chairperson of Otzma Yehudit, who was demanding extra budget be allocated to his activities in the West Bank. The opposition have called it the most destructive budget in Israel's history, and yesterday there were widespread protests held outside the Knesset. Earlier this morning, addressing reporters, Prime Minister Netanyahu stated that now that the budget has been passed, the next item on the legislative agenda is the judicial overhauls. Now it is rumored that the Americans want the judicial overhauls shelved permanently in exchange for Saudi normalization. It has also been reported that at least 60% of Americans favor breaking ties with Israel should these overhauls in their current draft come to pass. The Prime Minister told journalists that he is confident that they will be passed, however, after agreements with the opposition. Now, on to other votes. Last night, voting for the World Zionist Congress resolutions that were proposed last month at the extraordinary World Zionist Congress were concluded. In quite a significant majority, the votes swung more towards the liberal resolutions, and resolutions condemning the proposed judicial overhauls passed, as well as other resolutions calling for an halt to any changes of the law of return, and also to any changes in recognition of reform and conservative conversions. Voting took place online over 3 days following the fact that at the Congress, two more right-wing leaning factions demanded that those with voting rights vote individually. And those who were quoted about the results said that this very much shows where diaspora Jewry is focused regarding Israel. Now, arch anti-Semite, although he swears blind that he isn't, Roger Waters performed last night in Berlin in a concert that can only be described as diabolical. At one stage, Waters dressed up as an SS officer and mimed firing a firearm, or actually automatic rifle. He also compared Anna Frank, a victim of the Holocaust, to Shirin Abu Akleh, the journalist who unfortunately was killed in a crossfire between IDF soldiers and Palestinian terrorists in the West Bank last year. Now, Israel's foreign ministry have roundly condemned this, as have many of us who are active on Twitter, calling it absolutely repugnant and sinking to new lows. What is very, very frightening is that a court in Germany, in Frankfurt, declared that Waters was not an anti-Semite and can perform there later this week, although there will be a significant amount of protests held in response to that. Meanwhile, last night, BDS held a rally outside of the Roger Waters concert, which tells you everything that you need to know. I am quite curious, because it is illegal in Germany to reenact or push Nazi imagery. So it remains to be seen if Waters will be sanctioned. But he has been described by former bandmates as a raging anti-Semite, a conclusion that we agree with. And finally, today, the Shin Bet announced that they had arrested an Israeli Arab from al-Fahim, they believe was recruited by Hamas to carry out a bombing attack on a bus in Hadera. No further details were given. And that brings me to the end of today's edition of the Israel Brief. Don't forget to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. There's news from the Arab world that you'll only find on our website. We are also on Facebook at Lottel Site. You guys know the drill. Like, share, and follow. We are also on Twitter at Lay of the Land 5, and on YouTube our channel is at the Israel Brief. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. We really want to get the news you don't see in the mainstream media out to as many people as possible. And with that, I want to wish you all Chag Sameach. Have a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and I will see you all again on Monday.